I stand in unequivocal support of the needs-based budget that this board put forward, and I hope that the additional details about where and why the proposed cut will be felt will help encourage the last few holdouts will do the right thing and fully fund our schools.
Any further discussion before we proceed to a vote? And we'll do a roll call for this one, Mr. Lake, if that's okay with you.
All of it.
All right, Mr. Atkins.
No.
Mr. Hester.
Yes.
Mr. Comstock.
Yes.
Ms. Martin.
No.
Ms. White.
Yes.
Mr. Lake.
Yes.
And the chair votes no. That consensus passes from the Finance Committee.
They had a meeting to vote on how they would execute scenario C if they got that. And they chose for some reason to increase administration personnel salaries to their planned raise by 66% more than they had in the full budget request. So I'm a little perplexed why, if you think you're facing that little drop up there, a cut of $2.1 million, why you would increase some people's salaries a huge amount over what the full request, everything that you had asked for them, and at the same time cut new positions, no existing positions, no teachers' jobs would be lost, but new positions that they had wanted to add, and zero out the special education raises. This is not this board doing that, and it's our wish. Certainly special education teachers and children that need their help would be very high on my personal priority list, and probably of all the members here. That was the school board that did that. And once again, they used that money in other places, including things they hadn't even asked for in their full request. I'm really perplexed at what's going on there.
As I found out today, and had confirmed by Mr. Monk, Dr. Sovine, and Ms. Camry, we were not given all the facts. What this new information means is that there is now at least $7 million of the school's needs-based budget that is no longer needed because the school board voted to do away with the Eller project. That means that there is $7 million that, if used properly, can offset a significant portion of local funding needed for this needs-based budget.
Before I start with any of this, say that I believe that our children need a quality education, and I don't think there's anybody in this room that disagrees with me on that. I have a brother who is indeed a special needs individual. He has the mind of about an 8-year-old. I love him dearly. To cut special education and CTE is absolutely reprehensible to me when there are monies to fund them. I asked where that money came from and what it could be used for. That is your ESSR money, is what I was told. And I would ask Supervisor or School Board Chairman Monk where that money was earmarked for and what it was going to be used for, because there was no explanation. He explained to me that as of that time, and if this board would have voted 2 weeks ago, that $7.2 million of that $10,800,000 was going to Eller School, as Supervisor McCarthy so eloquently described. A school that the first week of March, the school board said they were going to surplus the property. So we're giving $7.2 million to a school that's surplus property. It sounds like a great use of money to me. So I ask, how can that money be used? And guess what? It can be used exactly like Supervisor McCarthy shared. So my question is, at this meeting of the Finance Committee, why wasn't that discussed? Why wasn't part of that $7.2 million look to be plugged into the budget to keep special education for those kids that we say we love so much? Because I love my brother, and I'm going to tell you this, I want my brother to have the same quality of education that the rest of the kids got. I hope you do too.